Sounds like my knees.
Recording in progress.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody and call the Tuesday, August 20th meeting of the St. Joseph County Board of Commissioners to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah.
We haven't seen you.
No, I have not done that. Well, our first item on the agenda is the approval of the accounts payable docket. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote? Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, bills passed by the county council, ordinance 63-24 and 64-24. Do we have a motion to approve those two bills?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner
Aye.
Dieter, how do you vote? Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
I told you it would be quick. We have two representatives of the Mishawaka Penn Harris Library here who have a project that they needed council approval for, which they gave. So. See you soon. Thank you. Unfortunately,
Full report on Monday.
they're coming back on a different matter next month, so we'll get to see them again. Moving on, unfortunately, we have two Youth of the Month that we were going to recognize, but they're not here, so we'll delay that for a moment. Moving on to IPG, bid award. The Fillmore Road improvements in the IEC infrastructure project.
Good evening, Bill Shalio, Economic Development Director, our report at Department of Infrastructure Planning Growth, offices on 7th, 11th floor. Before you today is the bid award for the St. Joseph County Division of Engineering, RNS 92401, Fillmore Road Improvements IEC Infrastructure Project. We'd like to award this project to HRP Construction in the amount of $2,531,777.79. This project will be paid for out of the General Motors bond. Please.
Any questions?
Negative.
Very straightforward, and the bids were close, and we're awarding to the low bidder, HRP Construction. Do we have a motion to approve the bid award?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote? Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, it's contract R-37496, a recommendation for acceptance for travel lanes and bridge replacement at various locations on Douglas and Ironwood Road.
Good evening, Sky Meadows, Department of Infrastructure Planning and Growth. Office is on 7th and 11th floor of this building. What this is the recommendation to NDOT for acceptance of the Douglas Road Added Travel Lanes project from Ivy to State Road 23. This will, once accepted by NDOT, will start all the warranties and bonds and so forth for this project. We've reviewed it and recommend your approval.
Well, that was a needed project and certainly turned out well, although we're going to talk about one change next.
Yeah.
But at your recommendation, we accept the
Yes.
project.
Yep.
Do we have a motion to approve the acceptance of that project?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner
Aye.
Dieter? Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, change order number 25, travel lanes and bridge replacement on the same project on Douglas and Ironwoods Roads between Ivy and State Road 23.
Yeah, this one probably should have come before the other one, but what this is a change order to help zero out the project. We already did that previously, but one of the items that ended up not being used is stormwater management. We needed to decrease that item by $40,000 $415.95 to help zero out the project. We've reviewed this and recommend your approval.
Well, since it's a change order that shows a decrease in cost, an easy one to approve. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner
Aye.
Dieter, Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next. Well, just looking, I must have got that a little out of order.
I told you, don't mess with this file.
I'm telling you, it's, these night meetings, you
I
know.
think Sky knows what he's talking about,
Well,
right?
I could tell you.
we don't, I know what it is, we don't have the paperwork in front of us, but that's okay. It's change order number 25.
No, we just did that one.
No, we just did that one. I thought we had another one that was regarding the same project that was an increase rather than a decrease. That's okay. We will go back and make sure. And we'll approve it next meeting. Sky, I really did. I expected to see another change or a final change.
There might have
order
been
here.
another one on there. I can't remember.
I have that whole file on my desk, and I think I just transposed the two. No
Yeah,
problem.
I didn't bring that one because, if I remember right, because it's not on the agenda, so.
Okay, moving on to the SJEC Water Transmission Main and Fillmore Road Utilities, change order number 1.
What this is for the water main project that's going on out at the IEC. This change order and the next one are sort of more or less have to do with the same thing. The alignment of the water main had to be moved, and that'll due to some pole locations and the need to provide more space to be able to, for the contractor to work safely. And with that alignment change came some additional roadway items that needed to be included. And instead of just repaving one lane of Walnut, we decided to repave the whole width of the road. And then we ran into some unsuitable soils. And there's about half a mile, I believe, of unsuitable soils where we had to put geogrid down, some more aggregate, and not a cheap process. So the first change order for change order number 1 is for $1,012,876.73, which is about an increase of 19.7%. We worked with the contractor all through this process to try and make sure we were doing the most cost-effective solution. We asked for cost for a couple alternatives they gave us, and we ended up going with the most cost-effective solution. It's just one of those things where sometimes you don't know what's underground and it comes back to bite you. So we've reviewed it and recommend your approval.
While the dollar amount is large and the percentage is large, it's not something that we haven't run into on other projects before with unforeseen situations like running into bad soils, things like that, so. Any questions for Mr. Metters about change order number 1? If not, do we have a motion to approve the change order?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, same project, the water transmission main and Fillmore Road Utilities, change order number 2.
These are some other items that came to light as the work was being completed that were added to change order number 2. It's pretty much to complete that same work. This change order is in the amount of $8,989.75. We reviewed this and recommend your approval.
Compared to the last change order, this is a bargain.
Yes. drop in the bucket for that one.
Sky, how close are we to finishing that particular part of the project?
Bill, you,
Probably about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Good.
There's so many going on out there, I get, and our other projects, I get confused. So that's why we got Bill.
Any questions regarding change order number 2? If not, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye. Aye.
Dieter, Baxmeyer,
Aye.
all right.
Next, we're just going to make an announcement about this. You don't have to.
You can say if you would want me to speak on it, I can.
That's good.
So these two contracts were previously approved. There's just an additional addendum that we're required to add by State Board of Accounts requirements, so that's why we're putting them back through.
So first is the Alexander Drive Satellite Garage Project A, the new storage building and site development. Again, as Mr. Mish said, we're reapproving this because with the new addendum, with the addendum. If there are no questions, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen,
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter,
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer.
Aye. And along the same lines, is it addendum to an AIA contract for the Granger East Highway Garage demolition and site clearing project? Again, adding the addendum. Any
Question, Carl?
question?
Once that's all down, I think we had discussions, is that church gonna buy that property? Are we still gonna retain that property, or?
We're gonna,
Currently, we're retaining it. There's gonna be a project to build the cell tower out there, and then
Okay.
we may initiate discussions with the church about, essentially, they can use the property, we'll still own it, but they would maintain it, which would take cost away from the county.
I have no further questions at this time.
thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the second AIA document for the Granger East Highway Garage with
So
the
moved.
addendum?
Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, moving on to the Health Department. The Green Tree Environmental Services contract for initial student training.
Yes. Brianna McCall, St. Joseph County Department of Health, located on the 9th floor. So this is just an approval of a contract that would allow us to train a minimum of 10 contractors to be certified to work with lead-based paint.
How many people will be trained?
So the contract says we have to have at least 10, but with Health First Indiana money, we can have a maximum of 20.
And the price will be the same?
No, the price would be, so the minimum, at least how I interpret the contract, is that the very minimum initial fee would be $3,500. If we were to have all 20 seats filled, that would be $9,000.
And you'll have that money available?
Yes, we had that
I'm
approved
good
during
with
the.
that.
Okay,
President Baxmeyer.
love that.
Dan?
Any other questions? If not, do we have a motion to approve the Green Tree Environmental Services contract?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
I'm gonna go aye on this.
Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thanks for coming up.
Moving on to our clerk. Grant funding request for election technology upgrade for ABS processing.
Yes, Amy Rolfus, Clerk of the Circuit Court with an office in the basement, still, of Courthouse 1. This is a grant from the Secretary of State's office that is an extra $1 million in funding that he has, and he was offering that to 20 counties that had not participated in the previous round of funding for $2 million. So I would like to apply for a grant for $20,000, $20,000 and change to replace some of our technology that needs to be upgraded in our absentee processes.
And you were successful in the first round?
Very successful, $110,000 in the first round, yes.
I think those improvements have already been made, or,
Yeah, there's just one final piece that needs to be put in to secure the vote machines, but other than that, everything is up and running, and it's spectacular, I have to say. It's great.
I think it's great that you're keeping an eye out for other opportunities, and if we can get some additional equipment or replace equipment, I think it's something we should pursue. Glad you're doing that.
Excellent. Is
Do we
that a
have-
yes?
Do we have a motion to support the clerk's grant funding request for election technology upgrade?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote? Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Hope it works. Finally, for PSAP, a priority dispatch AI lab renewal and addendum. Do we have anybody speaking on this?
Came with 911 person.
Don't know.
Make a recommendation to table this. Second.
We will take a vote. Motion's been made to table
Oh, I
this.
apologize. Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
It's been tabled.
Thank you. We will bring that up, get more information and bring it up next week. Before we move on to any public comments, just want to note that the Health Department will have a mobile immunization clinic in the lobby of this building, and just want to give notice that that's going to occur. Mike, do you have any further information on exactly when and where? Or we know when, where?
Hi, Mike Rubel with the Health Department on the 8th floor. I would actually like to table this for this week. We will be back next week, prepared to talk about that. It got onto the agenda incorrectly. I apologize for that. But Jenny Parcell in our department has gone through the correct channels, and we'll be back next week to talk about this.
We had heard that that might be the request, but in talking
Yes.
prior to this meeting, I convinced myself and the other commissioners that, no, you didn't, or the Health Department didn't want this tabled.
I apologize to Melissa as well. Thank you so much for your help.
No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have a motion to table the mobile immunization unit hosting flu clinic?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote? Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote? Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
And we're heading directly to recess. There's
We
no
have
public comment.
Nobody?
Dan, please, you gotta do. You drove 19 miles.
You're supposed to talk about how great Derek is when you don't have anything.
He's coming to the press conference tomorrow.
With that, do we have a motion to recess?
Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote? Commissioner Baxmeyer, how do you vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.